Hi guys, and welcome to another ChatGPT basic tutorial. In this video I want to show you and explain this question, which is ChatGPT speaks other languages, it recognizes other languages? And the answer pretty simple is yes. You can actually change to more than 50 languages ChatGPT, and you can talk with ChatGPT in different languages. You will totally understand, and it only is getting better and better on the platform. So as you can see here, this is just the language is now speaking. You can just go and just search for like what ChatGPT language is supporting, and you can see here a lot of them, and as I said, it's improving by the day. And so basically on ChatGPT, you can actually just speak between languages and he will understand, okay? So if you ask something in Spanish, it will answer in Spanish. You can even ask to give the output in a specific language. So for example, give me a short motivational, let's say motivational tweet, okay, just to start. And then I can ask him like, now give me okay, so now let's say translate to Spanish, okay? And as you can see, it changes. So you can even do the opposite. For example, if I pick up this here, and I'll duplicate so you can see it. You can start writing in Portuguese, Spanish, wherever you want. So, for example, if I open up what this means, so you can even ask like this, okay, and he will tell you what it is. The phrase means you don't need to have figured out. Moment being clarity, okay? So you can play around with all the language supported by ChatGPT, and as I said, you can just translate stuff. You can start writing in the language you want and say, give me the output in this language. You can just start writing, as I said, in Spanish if you want, and just do everything in Spanish. You don't need to use any English whatsoever for him to understand. So you can use whatever language you want. I can now say translate to French. Again, you can even put like files in another languages. He will read it for sure. So it's really cool. You can use the languages that are supported. Again, there are more than 50, and the most common ones are on the list, so you probably don't have to worry about it. And you don't need to use the English itself to actually do that on the platform. Another thing you can do is just go to settings here on the right side, and you can even change the language to start with the language wherever you want. So if I want Portuguese, which is my language, I can just click Portuguese and all the interface will be in Portuguese. The first output, if I don't say anything and I put it in Portuguese, will be in Portuguese. Or you can just click, the most common one is auto detected, and it just auto detect your language. Of course, I'll put in English just because it will also detect that I speak Portuguese, so I prefer to use English just because it goes to the last point that I want to talk about, which is limitations. So of course, the more well-known and the more information is learning from, the better the output will be, which means like in English, the outputs and the information will be way better than a language that is not as well spoken, or is like it's really restricted. There's not a lot of information and citations on the internet. So of course, English, Spanish, French, like those are really big language, so of course there'll not be any problem. But just for you to know that the more specific the language is, the worse the output will be. So always have that in consideration. Again, I think for English, it'll always be the best output so far. But again, this is improving, so depending on what time you are watching this video, maybe now it's even better when the time you are watching this as well. So I hope you enjoy it. Again, just change the language what you want or use auto detect, and just play around. If you just want to write in Spanish or your own language and you don't want to use English, you don't need to use English anymore. As I said, it will always read files, images on other languages. And again, this is really cool to translate blog articles, to even speak with people that you don't know. You can even use ChatGPT on your phone with a voice mode to just translate everything to another language. So it's really cool. And of course, replying to the question, which was the main of this video, yes, you can use any other language, at least the one supported so far, to just speak with the platform. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you on the next one.